Bad cameras, poor battery life, trash outside screen, 25-watt charging speeds, vertical inner display. This phone is the weakest phone out there, fam, and it's not even close. I don't know who would say this thing is good. They must be buckets, because it's not. This is what I would have said if I was a hater or a OnePlus fanboy. Watch the whole video to hear what I actually think about the Fold 5 after 6 months. Let's go. Alright, let's talk about the cameras. These cameras are actually pretty good despite what's commonly said about them. The main reasons why people hate on these cameras is because the overall price tag. At around 2,500 Canadian dollars with no discounts or deals, people expect the best of the best in every category. Unfortunately, that just doesn't happen and has yet to happen for any foldable phone out there. This form factor is limited in space, and that makes it super hard to fit current flagship cameras in it without sacrificing battery life or increasing the thickness too much. OnePlus and Huawei are definitely changing this idea slowly. However, even their approach isn't perfect and results in huge camera bumps that people might not enjoy. The Fold 5 has a really respectable camera that your average person could use with little issue. It's only when you start to pixel peep and look for specific strengths, that's when you notice how much these cameras are lacking compared to the Ultras or the Pro Maxes out there. In my experience, I don't mind them at all, but I do wish they were better. It's been like 4 years since I got my first foldable phone, the Z Fold 2, and I'm still amazed at its ability to open up a device that fits so easily into pockets. To me, the Fold 5 is nearly perfect in its execution of this form factor. A slim outer display that is big enough and more usable than the Fold 2 and the Fold 3 design, while still being compact and easy to use with one hand. I genuinely enjoy doing smaller tasks and simpler tasks on this outer display than I do with normal size phones like the S24 Ultra or the iPhone 15 Pro Max. In life, we're always on the go, so having a companion device that molds to my current needs and environment is amazing to me. It's easy to hold when I'm outside the house traveling from place to place, and then it opens up to be a productivity monster when I'm ready to lock in. The slim and narrow outside screen is definitely one of my favorite things about this form factor, and I find it to be pretty useful in my daily life, despite what other people might say about it. The software. I'm not going to go too in depth with the software because the experience hasn't changed that much in the last 6 months, so I'll give you a rundown of how I use the device. Typically in the mornings, I'll take my Fold 5 off the charger and mainly use the cover display for notifications, to check my email, and read the Bible. As I progress throughout the day, and if I'm walking around and doing other things mainly, then I'll use the outer display still. I often find myself using floating windows to pull up something that I might need in the moment. If I'm scrolling on Reddit and I see a topic that reminds me of something I saw in an email, I'll quickly open my email in a floating window and search for what I was trying to remember, all with one hand. I'll probably find myself screenshotting things, which I easily do just by holding the power button. That's one of the many good luck customizations that I always set up on all my Samsung devices. I also manually adjust the screen brightness a lot with any phone that I use, so I do that with this pop-up quick toggle menu that I love. I can access it by swiping and holding down on either side of the display. This was also set up with good luck. And sometimes if I'm texting my wife and she asks me something, I might swipe up to enter split screen with another app to find the answer to her question. This is super smooth and quick and easy for me to do, especially in the middle of two-finger you're typing, which I have no problem doing on the outer display. Alright, so now when I'm able to have time for myself, I open up the phone and use the main display for many things. If I'm working on video ideas, I might split screen with Chrome and Notion so that I can write a script and do research at the same time. I also started digitally journaling, so daily I'll use the S Pen to write handwritten journal entries. I love using my S Pen Pro, it just feels comfortable to hold and write with. Another typical use case for me is playing a game while watching YouTube or something else in split screen. It's so tough being able to maximize leisure time comfortably with basically 2 full smartphone screens on one screen. Other things that I do on the inside screen at this point in the day are managing our finances with 3 apps plus the calculator and a floating window, watch YouTube in flex mode to scroll through comments, have my Messenger app and my Facebook app open at the same time, and many more things. Some other software features that I want to highlight that I enjoy are starting floating windows or split screen from the notification panel. This is super cool because if you get a text, you can just drag the text app into a floating window and then respond to the text, minimize it, or dismiss it if you want. This also works with any other app and any other notification that you might get. And then the next feature is using the main camera with the outside screen as a viewfinder. This is super useful if you're somebody who creates content or you make videos. It just allows you to use your main camera, the highest quality camera on your phone, while still being able to see, if you're in the frame or whatever you're trying to record, to properly frame yourself and set up your environment or the image. The next feature is Samsung Dex at my desk or on my Nextdoor 360. Basically, when you plug in a Samsung flagship into an external monitor or external screen, you get a PC-like interface where you can do so many different things, like have multiple windows open apps in full screen on an external screen, play games, watch videos, watch whatever you want. Basically, it just allows you to have a PC experience but straight from your phone without anything else powering it. So I do that pretty often at my desk. I really enjoy using the Samsung apps because they genuinely have some useful features, but also because the widgets can become transparent on the home screen, and this just fits the aesthetic and the icon pack that I normally use on Android. And then the last feature I'll highlight is app pairs for quick multitasking. So you can take up to 3 apps and turn them into an app pair and save that to your taskbar, your home screen, or your edge panel. And it just allows you to open all those apps at once by just tapping the app pair, and then boom, you're in your multitasking layout. So let's say you frequently use the Notes app with YouTube, with Chrome open. You can save those 3 apps as an app pair, and then whenever you want, just tap them to open them, and boom, you're multitasking just like that. So I really enjoy app pairs. Overall, I haven't had many issues in general usage aside from random Wi-Fi disconnections, but even that hasn't happened in months. The battery life has been decent, but I definitely feel the hit when I switch between this phone and others like the S24 Ultra or the 15 Pro Max. So it's pretty good battery life for a foldable phone, but definitely not the best of the best. Wireless charging, I have no issues. It works well in my Tesla. I also have no issues with it being my Tesla phone key. And yeah, overall, I feel like this is a pretty complete package, and it offers the most features of any foldable phone, of any phone out there on the market, and it's the most versatile in my opinion, and it just allows you to do a lot. So I've enjoyed my time with the Z Fold 5 so far, and I hope that the Z Fold 6 improves on what was already here. I also hope that they keep the same form factor with the slim, narrow outer display, but just improve like the thermals, the performance, and the cameras. Honestly, I'd be fine if they made it a little bit thicker, if they fit a bigger battery and better cameras in it. I don't even care about the thickness really. I just want the outer display to be the same and the power and the thermals to be upgraded. But yeah, this has been my 6 months in review of the Z Fold 5. Let me know if you agree, disagree, or if you have any thoughts on the video in the comments section below. But yeah, we out. Peace.